You are watching the number one podcast in the whole entire wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
Together we are Raw Break. How is every single one of you, family? Thank you for being with us one more time. It is Wednesday, and it's time to talk about the Fallout show for AEW Dynamite, everything that happened right now after Full Gear. So, we had a lot of cowboy shit. It was National Cowboy Shit Day. The first day, as Hangman Page as the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So, a pretty good show, like you said. We have finally a heel turn. We got the debut from Jay Lethal, a great superstar from Impact, Ring of Honor. So, trying to get the title from the TNT Championship from Sammy Guevara. So, overall, like you said, good show, Paul.
Yeah, and one of the things I really like too is just the long-term storytelling, the hinting here, with this stuff we're gonna see the Undisputed Era, maybe including with the Elite. We're gonna see some stuff going on there. But no, overall, fantastic episode. Like I've been saying, when AEW was bad, we said they were bad, and we said if they become good, we'll put them over. And that's what we're doing. This is right now the number one show in wrestling. It might not be the best show top to bottom, but overall, a lot of good segments here in WWE can't say the same.
Yes, exactly. So thank you so very much. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Also give the video a like so more people are exposed to us. Thank you for all the love and support that you give us, with the Full Gear review. Almost 5,000 views. Thanks to every single one of you. And NXT also, like NXT review, because War Games was announced. We're going to see Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez, Cora Jade, and they need to have another more competitor for their team going against Toxic Attraction and also Dakota Kai. Outside of that, also more Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, NXT, they unfortunately they have some pieces there. They have some guys we want to see and some young talent just debuting on 2.0 that we're actually interested in, but they do a lot of things wrong, and really the only thing they do right is Tommaso Ciampa. We're going to see what they're going to do with him. Is he another one who's going to be future endeavored? Maybe as soon as the title gets taken off him, or are they going to keep him there to be one of the veterans? Maybe like him and LA Knight, like, hey, we'll keep you guys your old school, give these guys a little bit of the old school so they're not complete shit. But
teach the guys, yeah.
Yeah, so I really don't know, but we got to wait and see. War Games just being a women's match, I'm not a big fan of, but your full thoughts, check out that review.
Exactly, they're going to be suffering on that event. So let's start for AEW. And the main thing that we said when we closed Full Gear, when we did the review for Full Gear, is like, what's going to happen with Kenny Omega? And Paul, right away they addressed the situation. Kenny Omega's like, so I lost the title, I'm bullshit, And you said, it's like I remember you said there's going to be tension within the Elite because they all lost. And Adam Cole right away, he tried what, Paul? To be like the leader one more time.
And I don't know, I don't want to go too far into this, but there was something online. I think somebody was arguing or something about Kenny Omega on Twitter. This is a couple years ago, and Omega tweeted back at him, but some other person commented, they're like, "Don't worry, cleaner, I got this." That's what they commented.
Yeah, that's what Adam Cole said.
So then Adam Cole, he was referencing that funny meme and everything, or joke, but no, I like this though, taking off to go into it with a serious view. Omega, he's hurt, so he's like, oh, but he's not going to say, oh, I'm hurt, I need time off to rest. He's just like, oh, mentally I need the time off, because I lost and whatever. I guess I'm not the best in the world, the best bout machine. And Adam Cole's like, don't worry, I'll make sure the Elite's, still badass. He's like, well, I wasn't handing it off to you, I was handing it off to the butt. So, you kind of see that Adam Cole was maybe too big for his britches there, like stepping up to the plate. It's like, no, it's not your turn. You're still lower on the totem pole.
I want to run shift.
No, but so then, that we see the tension there, and then we're going to see another promo later on with the Elite. But, this was good, and that's what I talked about, the planting the seeds of things to come. Maybe, is Omega going to get kicked out? Are we going to see the Undisputed Era, and then Omega comes back, and then you feud them? Because it'll be 3 versus 3, because Roderick Strong signed a contract. So, we really don't know what they're going to do.
But it will be good, yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of possibilities, and they leave you the hook to think, what could possibly happen. So let's go to the cowboy shit, because the Dark Order, welcomes the brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Hangman Page, and remembering that Virginia is for lovers. So good, good promo. Yeah, exactly right. And good promo by Hangman Page, and I like the line that he said is like, because there was all the "you deserve it" chants, and he's like, no, I didn't deserve it. It's like I had to earn it. So really great line right there.
He's like, I effing earned it. And you know what? It's what do I always say? I hate when they say you deserve it. That's like saying like, oh, like you got the shit beat out of you, like we pity you, yeah, we'll give you the title, or oh, you're an old man who used to be legit, I guess you deserve it. Here you go. It's like, no, I earned it. Hangman was legit. He didn't deserve it. He earned it. So I love that line. And no, this promo was good. I mean, yeah, even though the Dark Order's there, it's good for what they're setting up, though. Like, it's kind of cool what we're gonna see. But he calls out. He's like, yeah, I really don't have much time to rest because, Bryan Danielson, and then his music hits, and I don't like that when a guy's music hits. Is he standing next to the sound guy, like, get my music ready. I'm gonna run out as soon as he says my name. Like,
I gotta go, dude.
Ready. Yeah, but I mean, so that's a little too convenient. But Danielson comes out. And no, I mean, he cut a good promo. He's just like, oh, Hangman, you're legit. Congratulations. But I really wish I could have been fighting Omega because, I wanted to face him for the title. And he's like, yeah, you know what? It sucks that you couldn't, but, you also couldn't beat him in 30 minutes. And I'm pretty sure I, was able to. So they have like to stare down the intensity and stuff. And then Danielson, he starts getting heel. And I like this. And he clearly turned heel. We saw the aggression with him in the matches previously. And, the lines here he was delivering, everything was so good. The pull apart was good, because they weren't just beating the shit out of each other, but it was...
No, they were just being separated, yes.
Yeah, and the one thing, because Hangman's like, let's have the match right now. And he's like, look at you. He's like, you're in cowboy boots, jeans. He's like, no. He's like, because the only thing I've heard about you is you always make excuses. You're always coming out here crying and making excuses. He's like, so I don't want to whip your ass for the belt. And then you're like, oh, so I didn't have my wrestling gear. So he's like, so, no, we're not going to fight tonight. And I don't, if they didn't already announce that he was facing Evil Uno, this would have been a little bit more believable that they were going to have the match. But it's like, oh, Bryan Danielson's facing Evil Uno. It's like, well, what the hell? He's not going to wrestle twice. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, what's he going to win the title and then fight Evil Uno? No. So, I mean,
another important thing to say, Paul, is like he name dropped WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
he named my wrestle because he said when I won the title at Mania, I wrestled the next night. Like, so that was cool. Like, he took a shot at that. I don't know WrestleMania, so is a general name. So it's not like, oh my God, you name drop us. It's like everybody can say WrestleMania, so that's probably how they did it. But like you said, like the match with Evil Uno started, like really good lines, and now finally we see that Bryan Danielson is actually heel. And you said it, in Ring of Honor, he had great rivalries, great feuds as heel. So he's channeling that inner like heel that he had in himself, and the match was pretty okay. Evil Uno actually had a decent match for what, but like it's because it's Bryan Danielson. And in the end, he got the win. He got like the running knee. He did like the submission hold that like an Audrey, like he doesn't even let apply the hold. I believe see how he was applying the hold. And then he taps out and everything, and he says, well, I beat him, so like whenever the moment comes, whenever like the time is, I will end up, becoming the brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So this is good, and now they're actually doing the right thing.
That he's going to just run through every member of the Dark Order until Adam Page gives him his title shot.
Yes.
However long, he's like, if I just have to beat all these members, and he's like, next week we're in Chicago, so hey, one of you guys is from Chicago, Cole Cabana, if you got the balls to face me, next week. And I mean, this is good. Him and Cole Cabana, I think, are going to have a pretty decent match. If he took Evil Uno to a decent match, Colt's not bad. So, I mean, this will be good. He's going to obviously beat him. I think he's going to run through everybody and then eventually, get to Hangman. And this will be good. And this is one of those feuds where, if they really stretch it out like this, I mean, does Hangman, is he just a short-term champ? Or, it really makes the match interesting.
It will be. So now let's move on to MJF. Great promo by him. Just saying, like how like everybody always like throw shade at him. Like they thought that like Darby Allin was better, but no. Every time it's like every time that they want to stop me, I come out as the winner and everything. So like MJF is so good on the mic. Maybe not as a wrestler. I don't know if you like him as a wrestler, meaning like hey, like he's way better than everybody else. I think that like he's average as a wrestler. He's good at what he does.
He does. I mean, he doesn't do any crazy high flying.
Yes,
he definitely fits like old school '80s wrestling. But like everything he does, it looks legit. He never does something and then like, oh, that looks phony.
Yeah,
everything he does, it looks like it's real. So, and no, this promo was great because he pretty much said what you were just saying. He's like, everybody says I can only talk. I'm not a good wrestler. He's like, well, I beat Darby Allin, so send me your heroes. Send me everybody who you think's better than me, and I'll beat them. I'll prove I'm the best in the world and everything. I mean, he might not use the best in the world line, but he's like, prove I'm the best. And I mean, MJF is so good. He's another one, I think. If it's not Danielson, MJF should be the heel to beat Hangman.
Oh yeah, no, and because they go by pillars. I guess Tony Khan has said in one of the interviews is like he always knew who the 4 first champions were going to be. He said, I always knew it was going to be, Hangman, Omega, Jericho, and Moxley. In my head, it's like, I guess he's the best booker in the whole world. He already knew.
Can say that after the fact, but yeah,
Exactly. Of course he's going to say, yeah, I always knew. Yeah, it's good. It's good. But, great promo by MJF. So, also we're going to see what's going to happen, Paul, with, Eddie Kingston. Remember, he's injured from the match with CM Punk, but, he seems he's going to go against these guys, the, Ever Rise.
2.0, and, 2.0 and Daniel Garcia.
Daniel Garcia, yes. And at this to me, how can you go from being so good with CM Punk and now they put you in this trash?
I think this is just for him to just beat these guys up, get a win to keep him hot, to be like, oh, he didn't just lose a big feud and now we don't see him do anything. This is like, oh, he's gonna beat up these jobbers, and then because they even said our boy Daniel Garcia had a longer match with CM Punk on Rampage than you did at the pay-per-view, and he's like, oh, if you think you're so tough, he's like, also these guys, they said that you're their son. He's like, are you going to let 2 grown men say that about you? Aren't you a grown man yourself? Let's prove it in the ring. So they're going to have a match. And I love when he said, can't anybody cut a fucking promo and not get interrupted?
Yeah, see, there you go. So they know. Yeah. Paul is old school, and then the guys that are old school agree with him, and he's right. Sometimes the show can be, these are the little nitpicks or the things that you could improve, but good stuff. And like you said, Eddie Kingston, at least once he feels better because he's injured, then he's gonna end up beating these guys, and then like you say, solidifies. At least keep him hot, because then maybe something else for him. I don't know what you could do, but at least he's ready to have a big feud. Maybe Adam Cole will be a good one. We'll see what happens. So now let's go with the part of the show that really is absolutely god awful, is not good, and at the expense of Tomohiro Ishii, going to Orange Cassidy, he doesn't want to hang out with the best friends anymore, so he gets the match against the Butcher and the Blade and all of that. This was just just to put over Orange Cassidy. He did a shtick, oh yeah, and Tomohiro did, of course. He had a good match. I guess he's one of the idols from these guys. They get the win. This feud with Matt Hardy continues. This is bearing Orange Cassidy more and more. Matt Hardy, he's tried with every single gimmick. Nothing's really sticking in. I mean, he tried the broken gimmick, all of that. That didn't work out at all because of the pandemic. But this is just bad. Nobody cares about it.
No, and I mean, I feel bad for Ishii. He's great. And, the one thing JR even said, too, because they were naming all the guys in his group Chaos, and then they finally said, in the leader, Okada, and JR was like, that's really the only one I care about. That's pretty much what he said. He's like, Okada's, the main one. He's one of the best, and that's pretty much it. All these other guys, and, Orange Cassidy, nobody cares about them. Orange Cassidy's only on TV because it's like, I can't even think of a WWF mascot. Here, sell this to the children. The children like him.
Yeah.
Everybody over the age of 10 is like, this guy's a joke.
Yeah.
And it's run its course, because Orange Cassidy, he doesn't change his character. How much can you enjoy a guy with his hands in his pockets and doing this? That gets old.
No.
Eventually,
and especially after the championship match with Omega, is what can you do? What title can you go for? Anything.
Either start cutting serious promos, be legit, actually wrestle. You can still dress the same, but no, this is bad. I mean, if it gets Okada on TV, great, but hopefully he's not wrestling Orange Cassidy or coming out there with
we'll see what happens on that, because there was a show, Bronson Reed also debuted in one of the New Japan shows. He also was right there. Josh Alexander from Impact, they were there. So we'll see what happens on that side of the woods. But here, we get to see FTR and also Andrade, and they're cutting a promo because they feel that they were cheated. They were screwed with the win that they could have had against the Lucha Bros, and Andrade also mentions Cody, mentions Pac and all of that, and they said, why don't we have an 8-man tag? He's like, you're going to see the most violent version of me. I'm going to be finally legit. No, you're not. No, you're buried. I don't care how legit you want to be, but no, you're not. No, you're not. Andrade.
To be honest,
tell me, give me your thoughts.
The only legit thing from this, because I don't want to see them feud with Cody and Pac and the Lucha
and Malachi
and all the, it's and with Malachi involved, it's if these feuds were all split up and they were single individual feuds, I'd be fine with it, but I don't want to see this as a big group, a big schmoz. The only thing I like is when Tully is because he's on this kick that he has one more match left in him. He has a little bit of gas left in the tank. You know, first it was Sting, now it's Arn. I think Ric Flair's gonna come back. Ric Flair will wrestle him. Ric Flair's fucking crazy enough. And
he's gonna join, you know, Andrade, Lidl, all of them. They're gonna join.
No, but I mean, you know, I think, you know, Tully, he's like, he called out Arn, and they're like, yeah, he is big cojones. That was the only legit thing.
Yeah, you know, this is where we're going to see, you know, the next week. It's going to be an 8-man tag. It's going to be Cody, Pac, and the Lucha Bros going against, you know, Malachi, Lidolo, and FTR. I mean, you know, all 8 guys, good. But like you said, this four-man tag is like tedious a little bit because you have to, like, the action is impossible to follow.
Yeah.
You know, so, and, you know, again, stretching feuds that maybe, like, there should have been a one-night thing. So, like, I don't know, the Lucha Bros also cut a promo on that. He's like, oh, you guys keep whining and crying about what happened. Like, shut up. It's like, we'll beat you guys and we have some special treat. What was going to happen, you know, next week and all of that. So, it should have ended. They need to present me another set of opponents for the Lucha Brothers. So, I don't know. I'm not really happy with it, Paul. But, I mean, this is what, like, and Cody had said on Twitter also, like, he deactivated his account and he says that, like, he does not have much more time on, you know, from wrestling. He said that he doesn't have much more matches in him, maybe one more year or two. So, already telling you, it's a lot of negativity. He keeps saying that, like, oh, that's why they deactivated the Twitter. They all do that. You know, they all want it. But when it's positive, when it's negative, they all go, oh, so nobody likes me.
I mean, see, but that's the thing. It's not that, like, oh, fans just hate him. Fans are saying, Cody, why don't you turn heel? Cody, why don't you do this? And he's like, no, I don't want to hear that. You know,
are you John Cena? Yeah, you know, are you John Cena? Are you in that level of John Cena that, like, you know, like, no? So then why you turn heel? So easy thing.
You know, all the young kids loved him and the women loved him. You know, it was like
Cody. No. Cody's never been beloved. No. There's always been backlash to Cody. He's not John Cena by any means. So anyway, let's move on to, you know, Paul. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She says that she started carrying, like, the women's division, and now they're gonna make Thunder Rosa's life a living hell. So Jamie Hayter, like, look how cute she looks in that picture. My God, like Britney Spears wannabe from 1999. So, like, you know, she said they're gonna, like, have her go over in the TBS Championship. You know, the tournament. So I think Dr. Britt Baker needs another opponent then. Like you said, maybe it could be Thunder Rosa if she doesn't win the tournament. So there you go. That could be something that it will be the next feud because they're running out of women, you know, out of baby faces now.
Oh, yeah. I think the title change is coming, but I mean, I really don't know when. But I think it's got to be Thunder Rosa. I mean, that's the long-term feud. But yeah, I mean, good promo. You know, I like this, you know, Jamie Hayter. I wouldn't even be upset if she was the one to win it. You know, that really solidifies, you know.
There's a lot of cake there.
Yeah, so.
There's a lot of cake. Yeah, you know.
We like cake. You know, we're big fans of dessert. So, you know.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Like you said. And also, she's not a bad wrestler. The only thing that she is no character, though.
But the only thing I will say, if you do give her that belt, you almost got to soon switch the one off of Britt because I don't know how two heels.
No. You said it from the beginning though. It's either Ruby Soho, maybe Thunder Rosa, or maybe Jade Cargill. You know, one of those three for me is like you can play around with that. So let's go to one of the brackets in the tournament. Nyla Rose against Hikaru Shida. We've seen this so many times. You know, in 2 years we've seen this. Is like, you know, it's like seeing, you know, Roman Reigns going against like Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose. Like we've seen this crap
this is like
years and years and years. Yeah, Randy Orton going against, you know, AJ Styles, and he gets the RKO at the end. You know, that's Monday Night Raw shades. There you go for you guys. This was okay. In the end, we knew that like the feud with Serena Deeb is still in the air, so that she was not gonna win. Vicky got like, you know, with like one on like a stretcher or something. She was like hit by that, whatever. In the end, like Serena Deeb like causes distraction, hits on that injured leg that Hikaru Shida has, and then she was about to win it though, the same way that like she won in the buy-in for Full Gear, but no, finally Nyla Rose learned the lesson, and then she applies this like a submission hold right away, applying all the pressure to that injured leg or the knee, and then Hikaru Shida finally tapped right away. So this is good, at least because of the storyline purposes though. But you know, you can see in the picture, Nyla Rose is the first in the semifinals.
The only thing I like about this is, you know, that Hikaru Shida and the feud with Serena Deeb is going to continue because I think, you know, Serena's going to win, hopefully, you know, to get her over to maybe go after the winner of this tournament, like a Ruby Soho, if it's going to be a babyface, somebody like that. Or maybe they're gonna go crazy and Red Velvet, wins the whole damn thing.
Maybe. Well, like you said, we have like here, Paul. Thunder Rosa, Jimmy Hayter. You say Thunder Rosa, right?
Yeah, I would say Thunder Rosa.
Jay Cargill and Red Velvet, Cargill.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you would think, because then it would be babyface heel match. I mean, I think Thunder. I really don't know. Maybe Thunder Rosa, maybe she's gonna be like a Daniel Bryan Ultimate Warrior. Maybe Thunder Rosa will win them all, Keith Lee, and then next pay-per-view, put the one up, lose it.
So it could be. I mean, like you said, like that's kind of like a good thing though, because like maybe you can speculate. If you can tell me, hey, maybe this one, maybe that one. At least it's not like a clear cut.
Come out because she is like an MMA fighter. You know how they have like the belts and like the coat on and all that, come out like badass and all that.
It will be good. Yeah, I would like talking about that. Where the hell is Layla Hirsch? She should be the one, trying to also like participate in the tournament instead of Hikaru Shida. I mean, have the feud with like Serena Deeb. That's actually a good feud outside of the championship, the storyline or like the championship like image, something like that. Let's go with MJF. Kind of another problem with Sean Spears is like, they're trying to again sell that win over in Darby Allin. Keep saying like how good MJF is on the mic, how good MJF is as a wrestler, like he should be the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, all of that, and he just says I'm the best wrestler in the world, like keep completely taunting himself, all of that, hyping him up until the point that like we get to see Phil Brooks. CM Punk comes out, and there's no words in between them. There's just a stare down. So like clearly we're gonna see this feud happening. And what did you say about it, Paul? He wanted to attack, but you see like this. I mean, CM Punk is that tall, or like MJF is that short? I don't know.
I think MJF is a little short, and I mean CM Punk's not super short. He was just always kind of skinny. But
yeah, there you go. Exactly. Ken Shake refused to do that, but like I said, like this is gonna be the feud now. Yep.
I mean, this to me is good. Maybe a little too soon. Because I think in this, I was thinking this was going to be maybe something for a next pay-per-view, and MJF goes over. Because MJF, I think, needs to go over, because what are you going to do with CM Punk? Like, is he just going to kill all these young guys and then not do anything, not ever win a championship? Or, because he said he's not really here to win championships. He's here to wrestle, have matches, help put guys over. So I think MJF, when they have their big blow-off, maybe it'll be a couple matches, 2-3 matches, but I think the final match, the big blow-off, I think MJF has to win.
Yeah, no, I think Revolution you will call it, because that will be the first pay-per-view on 2022. So I will feel that or maybe they can just stretch it out. Stretch it out.
Tease it. Maybe they don't. Maybe MJF wrestles somebody else, next week, and he has a mini feud, and like you said, this is just something that's teased and they stretch it out. But
it's like, hey, And because I feel that like you said, that it could be a good series of matches, it will be good. But if you just have one or two, like just a blow off, just like keep teasing me all the way to Revolution. You have what, in probably 12 weeks of build up. So like, hey, you have mini feuds in between, and then for example, let's say CM Punk loses like because of MJF. Then same thing. Then the next month or something, MJF loses because of CM Punk. So it could be like that. Something that is absolutely, Paul. And interesting is this guy Darby Allin. He's okay. I finally know Sting, so I'm cool. But he's like, you guys think I'm low, so I'm good. I'm good. Like I can barely understand what the guy's saying.
A little more oomph here. He's pretty much just like, I lost. It was bullshit, but that's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna wrestle. I want the biggest. I want the baddest. And I'm like, okay, he's actually cutting a promo. I mean, it's not the most emotion out of anybody, but it's pretty good for Darby Allin. And then again, what did Eddie Kingston say? Everybody has to get interrupted. We see the ass club or the ass boys, are
the
ass and the asslings. And they come up and he's like, oh, you want a piece of Mr. Ass? And then they have this match, and he's like, you want the biggest, the baddest. I mean, I don't know. Does Billy Gunn just want the Darby Allin rub? They'd be like, oh, put me in here. I mean, no offense to Billy Gunn. He's badass still. Obviously it was his name. But this will be good. But I think, again, Darby Allin has to win. You got to keep him high.
Oh, no. Billy is never going to win.
But the only thing that's going to be bullshit is you said here, this felt good. No Sting. We're going to see the kids get involved. Sting's going to come out. Take him out.
And of course, Sting, the 61 takes care of like 2 20-year-olds. Easy. Yep. Yeah, and Billy wasn't even legit, as a singles guy when he was actually young. He was never legit. He was with the Road Dogg legit.
He makes no sense, but
yeah, exactly. So this is like lame, but is it because
Rampage?
This is Rampage, and nobody watches Rampage. I'm sorry, but right now they're recording. We say every single week that we do this show because we do it every single week. Recording right now. The match probably already happened. So if you're gonna watch what happened, just watch the spoilers because it's already there. You know, and you're gonna say, "I'm an ass man," and there you go, we already won. So let's go to this. This is good though because another match that they're trying to hide for like Rampage, like you said, Adam Cole is like, "Oh, Jungle Boy is like, we're the same height. We both have had girlfriends. I don't know how that can be, but still, like we're gonna get ass against ass. That's fine. We're gonna have a match on Rampage, but it's not gonna be with the Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Undisputed Era." That's fine. And Bobby Fish, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be legit. We're gonna win these guys." So they got another promo also on the side of Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian. I mean, this feud should have been over already. But again, why is this happening, Paul? Because there's so many guys. The name value of every single one of them is so high. So you gotta continue this because you cannot waste this guy.
And the only reason I'm going to not hate this until we see it actually happen is I think if those two, Adam Cole and, let's just call him the Undisputed Era for right now, because I love when Bobby Fish, he's like, "We'll beat you," and that's and he was going to say undisputed, and then Matt Jackson's like, "Whoa, we can't say that on here," don't be bullshit.
I love that. You know what?
That was funny, and this, and I like it
because they're acknowledging,
I think they're going to win. I think Bobby Fish and Adam Cole are going to win, and that will get in Adam Cole's mind. That will get in his mind. I lost with the Bucks. But when I was with my NXT boy, I won.
Wait, and then Adam Cole right here, to my left, finally. Exactly. No. I'm all for it because you said something in the review that it was absolutely the truth. He does not feel great, next to the Bucks.
Yeah.
He feels
the only way for me
that
this will be absolute shit is if Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus win, then done. But no.
Well, even Bobby Fish, "Oh no, you're like a fucking 30-year-old man that dresses like things that is a dinosaur." Right there, absolutely kill the gimmick. When you say that, it's like everybody that has a brain, guys, think about it. The guy thinks he's a dinosaur.
He killed his own gimmick as soon as he started talking. When he he was like Kane and he didn't speak. It was like, okay, badass.
Done. Let's go to something really quick here. Dante Martin going and also Leo Rush going against the Acclaim. The raps are decent, but to me it's like Cena wannabe. So I mean, if they don't do anything with these guys, they're remaining in the tag team division. They should try to go against the Lucha Bros, something like that. Got a match, maybe being involved in that instead of this. It should be a little better. But here, Leo Rush and Dante Martin, they're trying to be still a tag team. I guess they're ranked number 4, they said. And here we have the White Ranger. All of a sudden, he believes that he's Tommy. I don't know how, but anyway. So that was they won the match. Leo Rush is pretty legit as a cruiserweight. He's a pretty damn good wrestler.
I like Leo Rush. The way he runs around and dodges stuff, it reminds you somebody's actually whoa, trying to dodge it a real fight.
When you see Leo Rush, having a match, it's you're fast forward. Yeah. That's how quick it is. Is it like Goku?
Say, if he would, how he has if he would have wore a blue suit. And he would have blue beads on his dreads. He looked like Sonic the Hedgehog. Flying around.
Yeah, flying all over. So he's great. He's he's a great.
He's a star already. I mean, if his promos would be more legit, then okay. But in the ring, I mean, he's so great already.
Yes, and they're building the future. I mean, imagine Paul in 2 or 3 years from now, Jungle Boy. You have still Hangman, MJF, now Dante Martin.
And that's what I'm saying. And then you look at the show last night. Who's really the only stars there? Okay, Odyssey Jones, Braun Breaker, it's
and they're gonna be releasing 2 months? So there you go. It's absolutely right. So let's go the Team Taz offered them a contract and say you gotta come on, you gotta decide and remember this is the first year celebrating the 1 year with Powerhouse Hobbs. So you gotta decide you're gonna come with us or what's the problem? Are you gonna be legit with us? So this is okay, but still, Brian Cage done. The feud didn't even conclude. I don't know.
My prediction. I think we're going to see a little mini feud here, and I think everybody's going to say, "Oh, is Dante Martin going to join?" I think almost maybe. What if Leo Rush turns on him and says, "Fuck you, I'll join Team Taz"?
Yeah, no, it could be. It could be.
And his brother comes back or something. I don't know when his return is. I'm sure they're going to keep it secret, so it's a surprise. He's back or whatever. To help Dante Martin out, but this is good though. I like this.
Because, it is Leo Rush.
Ricky Starks is good, so this will be a good feud.
And and the good thing is he's not Ricky Starks is not fighting all the time because he still has the injury. So so he can rest, he can feel better, and one is absolutely 100%. Okay, let's go back to be legit. It's been more than 6 months. It's time to feel better now. So there you go. We can do that. So don't forget also, then we're going to see on Rampage. It's going to be, it'll probably already happen. Hey, one more time, I'll keep saying it. Jade Cargill against Red Velvet. So you can actually put your ball, in Jade Cargill. You should probably won. I mean, not saying anything bad about Red Velvet. She's a good wrestler, but of course, Jade is like, they don't feature her yet because they know that this is going to be the next superstar there. The only reason she's not main event is because Britt Baker is the champion. I will tell you that right now. So, we're going to see that, and also we're going to see on Dynamite next week, before Thanksgiving, Thunder Rosa with Jamie Hayter. It will be a big shock if, Thunder Rosa loses, but Jamie Hayter, because of the cake, I will not be upset.
The only thing I could think is maybe Britt Baker fucks her over, and then that kick starts the feud. Like, all right, now I've had enough. I want you in a match, for your title, and that kick starts their feud. That would be the only thing, but no, I mean, I really think it's going to be Thunder Rosa and what the heck's her name?
So you said Thunder Rosa is going to be also, like you said, and Nyla Rose and Ruby Soho in the other bracket. So it's going to be Jade Cargill and also Thunder Rosa in the first one. So we'll see. That's on on paper. But the best booker in the business might think otherwise. We'll see what happens. So that's what we're going to see in the next Rampage and also next Dynamite. Before the main event, Tony Nese. I guess he loves to hang out just like on Dynamite. He likes to follow them around. He's a groupie.
Look at that excitement.
Yeah. So, and he has he produces a lot of gel. That's why he's the hair is looking nice and all of that. But the match is the debut of Jay Lethal. On.
How did it feel to hear Pomp and Circumstance again?
Bullshit. I mean, because he should come out to he should be Black Machismo. That's what I want to see. It's that's what I would love to see, but no, he's just he just comes out, and I mean, Jay Lethal is a great wrestler, though. I think that I don't know what happened with him, that he never actually went to WWE. Maybe he didn't want to be, or in Ring of Honor, he was a great champion. He had this big group, with also Gresham, Jordan Grace's husband, so he was able to be still a wrestler, be current in the pro wrestling world. Maybe never mainstream, but in the pro wrestling world, he had a good match with Sammy Guevara. Sammy's still with the injuries from the match that he had at Full Gear. So this was okay, and like you said, the only problem with these guys, you said this at Full Gear. They debut with somebody that's champion is not going to lose the championship, so they're already going to lose. So they just debut to lose. That's the only problem.
And I almost thought with Tony Nese being there, maybe he would somehow get involved. Maybe he was front row. Maybe he'd knock out Guevara, screw him over, and Nese would win. I mean, not Nese. Jay Lethal would win. And because that would be a shock, because he said nobody's ever debuted, and had this title shot that was in the main event and won. I'm going to do it, and I'm thinking, maybe he'll win, and maybe some other Ring of Honor guys will come in, and it'll be a little stable, and it'll be like Ring of Honor, but I mean, that would only be cool if you would feud them with the Inner Circle and they would go over, but obviously the Inner Circle would have to win in the end, so I wouldn't want to see that anyway. But the match was good. The only real complaint is there was a lot of spots that could have been finishes that weren't, and the match kept going. And it's how much can these guys go through? I mean, the crowd said fight forever, but I'm these guys should be dead with everything that they went through. And going through tables, all this other stuff. And I mean, it was good. Like I said, just too many finishes in one match. But I mean, I guess the right winner, Sammy, they had to show respect, everything.
Paul, you can even say the right winner because this is the only winner. There was never a 10 for Jay Lethal to win.
Bullshit is I wish they would have just had the shake, the handshake to show respect and not that. But what is this?
I don't understand, and before we go there, this is the thing that, again, I'll keep saying, I'm a big fan of Chris Jericho. There's not, Paul used to love him, but they had to break up. It was just a thing. But why do I need to come out every single time just to show my name? I don't understand that. Why do I need to just be on TV when I don't even play a factor in it? Go to hell to go on tour. Go tour, be away from months. People will miss you. You can recreate another character, come out with something different. Don't just be part of the Inner Circle.
The Inner Circle needs to break up. That's the main thing here.
And then just before we go, Paul, there you go. As you guys can see, spoiler, there you go. Rampage, spoiler alert. I'm not going to give the spoilers, but I'm just saying he's already there. So you guys don't believe, we want the smoke. We don't sell smoke here. We're not the Street Profits by any means. So, I'm just saying, there you go, family. But overall, a pretty good Dynamite. Yeah. Really great stuff to look forward to. Bryan Danielson, Undisputed. No, we're not allowed to say Undisputed. No, actually, it's our show. We can say Undisputed Era. So, CM Punk and MJF. really great stuff. So like you said, at least the good stuff overpowers like the stupid segments, the Cassidy's, all of that. So all the Billy Guns, the I Love Ass, and all of that. We Love Cake. I mean, Jamie Hayter is a different story. But family, thank you so very much for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget, tomorrow Paul and I have the best show in pro wrestling. It's not Dynamite, but like it's very close. It's NXT UK. We have great matches, great booking. Looking forward to all of you to be there for the review. And where else can they find us, Paul?
You guys make sure you follow us, Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...